morning, everyone. So find your comfortable seat today. We are going to work into some grounding and rooting asana this morning. So that means a lot of leg work, going to really connect into the earth. And what's nice to try and practice during this sequence is to try and feel that connection to the earth. So every time you have a part of the body connecting to the surface of your mat, really try to focus on that part of the body. So in the seated positions, connecting into the glutes, into the lower hips and thighs. In the standing positions, really connect into the foundations of the feet. And keep that mind-muscle connection of rooting into the earth. So we'll start by sitting up nice and tall and gently closing your eyes. You can take the hands into a mudra if you like. And as you start to become aware of your breath, also draw your attention to the surface areas touching the earth. Starting to feel as though you're drawing energy up out of the earth and into your body. And notice with that sensation comes a feeling of stability, of groundedness, and security. And we're feeding into root chakra. This is the space of security and connection. And so when times are feeling tough and there's a world of upheaval around you, connecting back into this base chakra will help you feel a little bit more calm and stable. I'm going to work into some orbit breath to try and increase the sensation. So bringing your mind's eye and your awareness to that base chakra at the bottom of the spine. As you inhale, you're going to breathe up the spine, along the back of the body, up to the crown of the head where there's a gentle pause. And then you exhale down the front of the body, moving all the way through the front torso, meeting back at the base of the spine. Flowing at your own pace, inhaling from base to crown, and exhaling from crown to base. And as you become more focused into the sensation of the breath, maybe you want to start to imagine a particular color or feel a vibration or have a particular energetic thought or image. Working with anything that pops into your mind, and you don't need to analyze it. Just whatever comes in, just let that flow from base to crown, crown to base. Taking 2 more rounds of breath. And then drawing the hands together at the heart center, start to rub the palms briskly against one another, building up some heat. And once you feel as though the skin is on fire, cup the hands over the closed eyes and feel that warmth radiate into the eyelids, softening and relaxing the muscles around the eyes, and gently bring the hands down to the heart and opening the eyes up. Let's inhale to float the arms up overhead, lifting tall from base to crown, and again it's that anchoring down of the base that allows the crown to lift up. Exhale to twist to one side, bringing the hand to the outer thigh. And then inhale to lift back up to center. Exhale, twisting to the other side. Inhaling back up to center. And then exhale, leaning over to one side, placing your hand or your elbow to the mat next to the hip and reaching through the side torso. Inhale, lifting up to the other side. And again, hand or elbow to the mat. Use your exhale to connect to the earth as the inhale extends the body over. And then let's inhale, coming back up to center, rolling over the hands and knees and lifting into tabletop. Flow through a few rounds of cat-cow pose. Starting to connect into the spine. Feeling the releasing flow of the spine, lower, middle, and upper back, all the way into the neck and even into the hips. And connect to the foundation here. The hands press firmly into the mat, the knees and feet pressing down into the floor, even anchoring down through the shin bones. And notice how that changes the alignment and sensation of your posture. Let's inhale, coming back into neutral spine, floating the right arm up to the sky, and then threading the needle, lowering to the right shoulder. Press the right hand firmly into the mat, the fingernails facing down to the mat. And then inhale, taking the left arm up to the sky. So you're finding your foundation between the right arm and both knees. Take your left hand behind your back, hooking into the corner of the hip or waist. And then start to slide your left foot behind you. Keep the toes on the floor, so you're tucking the toes. Find the foundation between that front arm, the core, and the toes. And then if you feel comfortable here, you can float that left leg up. Keep the hips square and keep that foundation so you're still anchored and balanced here. Let's release the knee back down to the earth. Inhale the arm back up to the sky. Exhale the hand down and inhale into tabletop. Taking it to the other side now. Inhale the left arm up. And then exhale, thread the needle. Find your foundation, taking the right arm up, and then wrapping the hand behind the lower hip. Sliding back through the right foot. Connect to that foundation and maybe float the leg off the floor. Exhale, gently release the knee. Inhale the arm up. Exhale, hand to mat. And inhaling back into tabletop. Walk the hands forward, tucking the toes, and lifting up and back into a bent knee down dog. Start to sink the heels down to the floor one at a time.
can keep the orbit breath flowing throughout the practice today. So continuing to breathe up the spine and down the front body. This is a really good way of creating a more energetic practice with the mindful pranayama. Let's exhale the heels down and then walking towards the front of the mat. Keep the legs as straight as you can manage. You're welcome to be bent if that's better. Up into flat back at the front of the mat. Tilt the weight onto the front of the feet, light on the heels. And then exhale to forward fold. On the inhale breath, let's lift back into flat back, undulating the spine to lift up. Very welcome to bring hands to the shins if that's more comfortable for you to do. And then exhale to forward fold. On the inhale breath, taking the hands all the way up to the sky. Lifting strong and tall, hands overhead, joining the palms. And then exhaling, hands to heart. Let's inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale, stepping the right leg into lunge, sinking the hips low, lifting the chest high. And then inhale into plank. Holding the plank for a moment, lowering knees, chest and chin. Hold this full body mudra. Inhale back into plank, straighten arms, straighten legs. And then moving for a second round, knees, chest and chin. Sliding onto the lower tummy and then bringing the hands out onto fingertips, nice and wide in the elbow and lifting into wide cobra. Exhale to release back down, hands under the shoulders, tuck the toes, lift up through plank and into downward facing dog. Staying in your downward facing dog, step the feet together. Inhale the right leg to the sky, roll your ankle clockwise and roll your ankle anti-clockwise. Let's hug the knee to the face, face to the knee, rounding the upper back. Inhale to lift. Exhale, knee to face, face to knee, rounding the upper back. Gaze between the hands and step the foot down into lunge. On the inhale breath, stepping forward, flat back. And exhale to forward fold. Lifting halfway up, flat back. And exhale to forward fold. Lifting all the way up to the sky, standing tall as you raise the arms overhead. And exhaling, hands to heart. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, undulating to lift halfway. And then exhale to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, stepping the left leg back into lunge. Sink the hips low, lift the chest high. And then making your way into plank. Let's lower knees, chest and chin. Inhale, back up into plank. Straighten arms, straighten legs. Lowering knees, chest and chin. And then sliding down to the tummy, wide cobra, onto fingertips, elbows bent, 90 degrees out to the side. And exhale to release down. Hands under the shoulders, tuck toes, inhale plank, and exhaling downward facing dog. Stay in down dog, step the feet together. And inhale the right leg to the sky. Roll the ankle clockwise. And then rolling anti-clockwise. Exhale, knee to face, face to knee. Inhale, lift. Exhale, knee to face. Gazing between the hands and step the foot down into lunge. Open up through the chest. Let's step together, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. And exhaling, hands to heart. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or hop back into plank. Lowering chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Inhaling, up dog or cobra. And exhaling, downward facing dog. Staying in your down dog, step the feet together. Inhale the right leg to the sky. Exhale, knee to face, face to knee. Inhale to lift. Exhale, knee to upper right arm. Inhale to lift. Exhale, knee to face again, and then stepping the foot down into lunge. On the inhale breath, float yourself up, high lunge. So working into the foundation of that front and back foot, and then using that foundation to grow even taller. Lift the spine up. There's no compression here. It's all about lifting as high as we can go. Draw the hands together at the heart center. And then use the exhale to twist, bringing your left elbow to the outside of the right thigh. Reach your head forward, reach your tailbone back, and then sink the hips just a little bit so that you are stabilizing into the foundation of the feet. If you'd like to bring the left hand to the floor on the outside of the foot, you can, taking the right arm up. Maybe wrapping the top arm behind the back, and maybe bringing the bottom hand underneath the leg. Release both hands down to the floor, and then inhale to come back into high lunge. On the exhale, bring the hands down to the floor, and then step the front leg up and back into three-legged dog. Lift the leg a little bit higher. And then we're going to walk your hands back towards your toes. So you're coming to the back of the mat into a standing split. And this doesn't have to go too deep. Just starting to work into that hamstring, lifting that top leg up. From here, walk yourself back into your three-legged dog. And then roll forward into three-legged plank. Hold. Become light. So the foundation of the hands and the supporting foot makes the rest of the body light. Let's lower the foot down. You can choose knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Up dog or cobra. And downward facing dog. Either drop the knees to the mat in child's pose, or hold your down dog for a few breaths. On the inhale breath, step the feet together. And then take the left leg to the sky. Let's exhale, knee to face, face to knee. Inhale to lift. Exhale, knee to upper left arm. Inhale to lift. Knee to face again, but transitioning through to lunge. Let's float up, high lunge. So lift up nice and tall, really creating space in the back body, anchoring through the foundation of the feet. Draw the hands together at the heart, and then use your exhale to twist. So bringing right elbow to the outer edge of the left thigh. You're very welcome to bring the back knee down here. So get the hips a little bit lower so that your back body is in a straight line from heel to head. If you like, you can bring the right hand to the floor, the left arm overhead. Maybe you want to bring the left hand behind the back, and maybe bringing the right arm under. If you can't bring the right arm under, bring a hand onto your hip, and that'll help to stabilize as you twist. You're going to release both hands down to the floor. And then inhale back into high lunge. Work into the feet to lift up. Exhale the hands down. And then the front leg comes up and back, three-legged dog. Start to walk your hands towards your back toes. Really connect into the foundation of the standing leg, and then use that foundation to lift energy to the top leg. Let's walk forward again into three-legged dog, and then into three-legged plank, pausing here. Drop the foot to the floor. Choose a vinyasa that works for your body. And meeting in down dog. Rest into child's pose or hold your down dog for a few breaths. Let's inhale, walk, step or hop, flat back. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, forward fold. Bending knees, reaching arms up, chair pose. And then really work into the foundation of those feet to float back up to stand. Bringing hands together at the heart. Take a deep breath in and out. Let's inhale, chair pose. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, walk, step or hop into plank, and lower, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga, cobra, or up dog, and downward facing dog. On the inhale breath, step the feet together, and then taking the right leg to the sky. Let's exhale, knee to face, face to knee. Inhale, lift. Exhale, knee to upper right arm. Inhale, lift. Exhale, knee to upper left arm. Inhale, lift. Moving knee to face in order to step the foot in between the hands. Lifting warrior two. So extending through the fingers. Keeping the hips nice and square. Slide the front knee down and open up the inner thigh. On the inhale breath, coming into reclining warrior. And then pivoting forward into Prassarita, sweeping the top arm over the ear. Sink the hips a little bit lower. You can hold the elbow to the thigh, or you can drop the hand down to the ankle, or you can bring the hand to the inside of the foot. Maybe you want to take the top arm behind, hooking into the inner thigh. Maybe you want to bring the bottom arm under, interlocking fingers behind you. Wherever you are, make sure you can find space and breathe. Work into the foundation to create lightness in the body. Let's release the hands wherever they are and make your way back up into warrior two. Straighten into the front leg and then extending forward for triangle pose. Bringing the hand to the shin to begin, maybe to the ankle, maybe to the inside of the leg. Reach your head forward, reach your tailbone away, and then open up the chest so the inner body, the front line of the body is facing towards the ceiling. At the same time, engage through the back leg as much as the front. It's inhale, lifting back up. Rebend the front knee, bringing the back hand to the hip, moving into Ardha Chandrasana here. So you're going to reach the front arm as far forward as you can, floating the back foot up. The toes are facing the side angle. And then you lift your chest, you lift your head, and you lift the leg. The foundation of the foot is such that the sole of the foot is pressing down, the toes are light. And then that lifts the body so much that you start to float off the mat. If you're not quite at the floating stage, don't worry, it will come, or maybe it won't, either way. From here, bring both hands to the floor. Inhale, lift the leg as you reach your head forward, and then exhale to forward fold into standing splits, the second round of standing splits. Let your head really sink to the earth and lift that leg up tall. Maybe bring the hands in line with the toes. Maybe bring one hand to hold onto an ankle. Maybe bring two hands to hold onto that ankle. From here, release the hands. If your foot is quite far over to the right, I would heel toe it a little bit to the left hand side. And then the top leg is going to come to bend next to the baby toe side, sitting down into Ardha Chandrasana. So you're sitting onto the sitting bones evenly, and the heels are next to the hips, not underneath your hips. Growing tall, draw the thigh into the chest. And I will twist towards the inner thigh, so you're facing your right side, either wrapping the left elbow around the shin or dropping the elbow to the outer edge of that front thigh. Returning now to the center, we're going to take us back into the standing splits. So drop the weight forward, place the hands down, press into your right foot as you float the left leg back up to the sky. You can heel toe the right foot more to the right side again. Lift your chest open here, and we're going to attempt to hop back, keeping the left leg lifted. So we won't scissor the legs up. We're going to keep that left leg lifted and hop into three-legged dog. Releasing the foot down to the floor, back into your regular downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and out. On the inhale breath, floating the left leg to the sky. Exhale, knee to face, face to knee. Inhale to lift. Exhale, knee to upper left arm. Inhale to lift. Exhale to upper right arm. Inhale to lift. And then exhale, stepping forward into warrior two. Finding the space in your pose, opening the hips, opening the thighs. Inhaling, reclining warrior. Inhale forward into Urdhva Prasarita. Spending a bit of time in Urdhva to go through the various stages of the practice until you find a space that works for you. Stop at any point. As soon as you feel that you've constricted the body, you've gone too far. You need to keep the energy lines open. Keep the joints and the muscles in a safe space. Let's release the hands, coming back up to Virabhadrasana B. Straighten into the front leg, and then extend forward for Trikonasana. On the inhale, coming back up, rebending into the front knee. You're going to bring the back hand to the hip, setting for Ardha Chandrasana now. Reach the arm forward, float the fingers quite far in front of the baby toe side of the foot as that back leg pivots up. Rotate the hip open, rotate the heart open. You can take the top arm up to the sky if that feels good. And then you really kick your heel away from your head, reach your head away from the heel, and use that as the foundation point to start to get lighter and lighter into that front hand. Maybe bringing the hand to the shin if you're in an intermediary space. Let's bring both hands to the mat, turning to face the front, lift the chest, lift the leg, and then sinking down into standing splits. You're going to really feel the hamstring of the bottom leg here. Maybe walk the fingers in line with the toes. Maybe come into a half bind. Maybe coming into the full bind. From here, releasing the hands. The top leg is going to come to the baby toe side of the standing foot, so adjust if you need to make space, and then coming all the way down to sit. Make sure that you're not sitting on the heels. Lifting tall, draw the knee in towards the chest, inhale, and then exhale to twist. So we're facing towards the inner thigh.
You can adjust your arm alignment accordingly. And then inhale, returning to the center. Going to come back into the standing splits. So the left foot is down and the right foot comes up, maybe heel toe into a better alignment if you've shifted. And we're going to float, or at least attempt to float, back into down dog. So if you can't do the hop back into the three-legged dog, just step yourself back into down dog. And then everyone meeting back into Ardha Chandrasana. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. If you'd like to move through a Vinyasa, you can. Otherwise, hold your down dog or even come into a child's pose. Making your way to the front of the mat, walk, step or hop. And exhale to forward fold. Lifting halfway up, flat back. And exhale to forward fold. Bending knees, reaching arms up, chair pose. And then again, get so connected into the foundation of the legs that you just start to float all the way up to stand. Coming into Tadasana, hold here for a moment. And we'll take this into some balance sequences. So standing from your Tadasana, moving into Utkatasana, chair pose. Inhale, sweeping the arms up, keeping those knees bent. Stay in your chair pose and now flex the left foot, raising the left knee towards the chest. Coming into figure of four now, placing the heel to the lower thigh, just above the knee, and drawing the hands together at the heart. There's a couple of options here depending on where you want to go with your balance today. You can simply just sink down a little bit deeper, working the knee further down, and that'll help to activate into the glute and also create that firm balance into the standing foot. Alternatively, we're going to turn to the right side, bringing the left elbow into the arch of the foot. And then you press your elbow into your foot to twist. And you've really got to work into the foundation here because the alignment and the fulcrum point shifts as you twist. From here, you can bring the hands back together at the heart. Release the foot down. Let's inhale, up. And then exhale into a soft forward fold. So you can heel toe the feet open. Let your head hang. You can hold them to opposite elbows. Bend your knees. And just breathe. Take it into a second round. So realign the feet so they are hip distance wide. Let's inhale into a flat back, starting to activate. Exhale to forward fold, and then sweeping arms up, chair pose. Keep the arms lovely and long. You can open them as wide as you need to. Lifting into the lower belly. And now float that right knee up, keeping your standing leg bent, and that's really going to activate into the stabilizers of the ankle. Let's come into figure of four. And again, you can simply hold the figure of four and work into the connection of this pose, or if you'd like to, you can bring the right elbow into the arch of the foot and then use the connection of the elbow and the foot to slowly twist the chest open. Feeling into those ankle stabilizers. I'm very wobbly on this side due to ankle injury from hiking. So this is really good for me to try and build up my strength again. Let's come back to the center. Coming back into chair. I know it's challenging. Just breathe. And then forward fold. Completely relax. Let your head flop, let your arms flop, bend your knees. Maybe you want to just gently roll from side to side. Or you can just simply hold the elbows. Maybe you want to straighten and release the legs. Straighten and release. Whatever feels good for you here. Just working out tension, working out discomfort. And then coming to the front of your mat as you lift the chest up. We're going to exhale, walk, step or hop, downward facing dog. And then come to sit down on the mat. Swinging your legs out in front of you. Whew. It is a sweaty day in Durban today. So much for autumn. So you're going to sit into Paschimottanasana. So the feet are hip distance parallel in line with the hip joints that line up with the shoulders, creating a lovely parallel foundation through the whole body. Let's float the arms up and then exhale into forward folds. Inhale to lift yourself back up to center, taking your right knee into the chest, and then bringing the right foot to the outer edge of the thigh. You can either keep your left leg straight, or actually, if you can bend it, let's bend it. Let's come into Gomukha Asana. So you're going to stack the knees one on top of the other, bringing your heels next to your hips. So for Gomukha Asana, you either have the choice of just coming forward and resting the hands next to the legs. Alternatively, you can take this into arches arms. So you bring your opposite elbow up. So whatever leg's on top, bring the opposite elbow up, interlocking the fingers behind you, or just holding onto your shirt or wherever, and then gently melting forward. And then connect the sitting bones into the mat, and that'll help the front body to have the space to soften, knowing that you're anchored down into the floor. From here, inhale to lift back up. Release the arms. If the shoulders feel a bit tight, you can just give a little circular roll, front and back. And then we're going to lean slightly back here. You're now going to open out the feet into a wide V. Lifting up nice and tall, engage through the spine, and then exhale to forward fold. Anchor through the heels, and feel how when you anchor through the heels, you're sort of plugging the energy back into the hip joint. And when you do that, there's a little bit more space in the lower back to release forward. Lifting back up, coming into Gomukha Asana on the other side, so we'll take the left leg over this time. Have both feet facing behind you, stacking the knees as best you can. If Gomukha Asana is not available, just sit into a cross-leg position with the opposite leg in front. So this time the right arm will come over the back, left arm under, hooking fingers or the shirt or whatever. Otherwise, just forward fold without the bind of the hands, that's fine as well. And then inhale to lift yourself back up here, releasing the hands. Again, if you want to give the shoulders a little gentle circle forward, circle back. And then leaning back here, opening out the feet into a wide V. Bending into the knees, hooking onto the big toes in yogic toe lock, elbows to the insides of the thighs. On the inhale breath, float the feet up so that the heels are in line with your knee. It's my morning hardy dog. So hello. Lifting up as tall as you can, engage into the lower belly to make the back as long as possible. If you have the extension in the hamstrings, you can straighten the legs. Now lift up tall and find the foundation that rooting down at the tailbone is so engaged that the spine just lifts up and floats here. So the whole body feels spacious and elongated because you have the foundation. And then we're going to attempt to roll back here. So if you're quite far forward, quite far back on your mat, move a bit forward, making sure you're not going to bang into any walls or pot plants. And from here, so we round into the back. Inhale. And exhale to lift. I'm going to try that 3 times. So it's inhale down. And exhale up. You can bend your knees to get up. If you're struggling with the straight legs, then bend the knees. And lifting up. Good. Cross the ankles in front of you. And then just soften down into a cross-leg forward fold. Gently lifting your way back up from here as come down to lie on the mat. Opening the feet as wide as the mat. Actually, let's take it into a final twist before we come into Shavasana. Bring the right knee into the chest and then dropping the right knee over to the left as you extend the right arm away. Taking a deep breath in and sighing the breath out. On the inhale, returning to the center, switch the legs around, and then dropping the knee over to the right side. Taking a deep breath in and sighing it out. Return to the center from here, taking both knees into the chest. And now releasing into Shavasana. Just checking your alignment, making sure you feel extended and supported. And now bring your awareness to all of the surface areas that are touching the floor. The back of the heels, the calves, the glutes, the upper back, back of the shoulders and forearms, back of the skull. And at all those points, feel as though they are lying on a soft yet supportive structure. And now bringing your awareness to all of the points that are not touching the floor. Back of the knee, back of the thighs, lower back, behind the neck. And at all of these points, imagine that you have a soft yet supportive cotton wool structure supporting into that space. Feeling as though the whole body can surrender into the soft yet supportive floor. Slowly start to deepen and lengthen your breath. Running your thumb over the tips of your fingers. Moving your toes, ankles and wrists. Coming into full body stretch, reaching the arms overhead, drawing the feet together. Bending your knees. And rolling onto your right side. Resting into your fetal position. Connect to the earth. Connect to that solid foundation below you. And keep drawing in from that energy as you lift yourself up into a comfortable seated space. Bringing hands together at your heart center. Closing the class by chanting Om once and Shanti 3 times. Taking a deep breath in. Om. Shanti. Raising your hands to your third eye. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Lowering your hands to your lips, to your heart, to your mat. Bowing forward in recognition of your practice. Blinking eyes open, inhaling to sit. Namaste.